You could have made around $3,200 from this trade last night. What's up guys, Brandon, let's go. I want to talk about NZD CAD and I want to show you a simple trade I would have called. You could have made around $3,200 from this trade last night. And this is all while risking 1%. You're probably wondering, how is that even possible? How am I going to risk 1% of my current account and make $3,200? Well, what I'm actually going to tell you is, obviously you won't be risking from your account. This is assuming you are taking the Ftmo challenge or you are an Ftmo funded trader. If you, let's just say you were to use a $100,000 account, right, and you risk 1% of that account, that would be $1,000. If you were to risk $1,000 from that account last night on that trade, it's actually very simple. You would have made around $3,200 return overnight. Overnight. These prop firm challenges give you a large amount of money to trade with, assuming you can prove to them that you can trade. And they give you this amount of money to trade with. And all you need to do is make a certain amount of money for them every month. And they'll allow you to take the money, take a big chunk of the money of the profits and keep for yourself, and they take a smaller cut. This has a big advantage because most likely your personal account isn't anywhere near as big as what a prop trading firm can offer you. The advantage of this is you're trading with other people's money, and if you lose, you only lose the challenge fee that they charge you to be able to, start the challenge in the first place. So let's really hop into my computer really quickly and let me show you how you could have taken advantage of this opportunity that took place last night. Alright, so we are in my computer. We are taking a look at NZD CAD. Now, how I trade is actually very simple. I have a very simple approach to the market and to any trading setup. Now, don't let simple confuse you with easy. Simple means there aren't a lot of steps. Easy means that it's easy to replicate. It's not. You have to put a lot of practice into doing this. That being said, let's take a look at the setup. Now, forget the fact that NZD CAD is in a big bearish trend. We could actually remove the trend line because you don't need it at this point. But I want to show you something. Overall, NZD CAD, if we had to, make a decision on a direction that the market is going, this specific market, NZD CAD is a market, if we had to make a decision on what direction it's going, it would be automatically sells because it's bearish. Now, what a lot of people might say or think is that NZD CAD has a double bottom. It has a W pattern. And in this case, many people will try to buy NZD CAD at and around this low. They'll also say useless things like NZD CAD has been going down for so long, so it makes sense that NZD CAD might want to buy. No. Even some indicators that you might use might insinuate that NZD CAD is oversold, so it might prepare to buy. The reality is an oversold condition doesn't necessarily mean potential for buys. What I want to show you is, what I do is I am always using momentum as an indicator, right? Not as an actual indicator, but as an indication to me as to what the market wants to do. That being said, NZD CAD overall is in bearish momentum. Do we agree with that? Put in the comments if you agree. At present, NZD CAD is in overall bearish momentum. And then currently, you can see NZD CAD also rejecting the high by creating lower highs and lower highs and lower highs, repeatedly creating lower highs and lower highs and lower highs. Now, some may consider this a trend, but I'm not using the trend in this case. What I am actually doing is just using this as an indication, as I would have mentioned, that it is most likely going to continue in the bearish direction. That being said, you have to bring into question, if it is going to buy off of this low, then you have to consider that a reversal. The reality is, if it were a reversal, why didn't it reverse and go all the way back up? All of these things you have to constantly take into consideration. So all of these things are alluding to me at present that NZD CAD is going to continue to be bearish. So what I am looking at present is overall bearish momentum, then current bearish momentum by virtue of bullish rejection and creating, or the creation of lower highs and lower highs and lower highs. And then let's use the replay function and show you what would have actually happened come the start of the new Asian session. And it actually created something which is my signature setup called the ECR. It created that ECR. And look at what happens. It then decides, you know what? I'm going to come back up and retest these moving averages in question and show me that it most likely wants to continue onto the downside. So what I would have done, or what I did, is to put my sell position right here. And so said, so done. I did call NZD CAD possible sells last night because I did believe that it was going to sell. My minimum target at this point is right back at this low, which is about 17 pips. Now let's watch to see what would have played out as the night progressed. NZD CAD would have gone right back to this low, broken the low completely, broken both lows completely, and continued in a bearish trajectory. And then lo and behold, it kept on going, and is now floating at around, just around 30-ish pips or so. Just around 30-ish pips. As you can see, this is live. This is happening literally live, right? It is currently floating at about, at about almost 30 pips, right? This obviously, if it is you were to risk 1% of $100,000, you'll be risking $1,000 on this trade, right? This is assuming you're using, a funded trader challenge, whether it be Ftmo or my Forex funds or whatever funded trader challenge you wish to do. You would have risked $1,000 on this trade, and then it would have given you back, give or take, about $3,200, because as you can see, it went about 32, 34 pips, give or take, something like that. And I do believe that NZD CAD has potential to keep dropping. The reason for that is, if you realize, if it were indeed a reversal, why did it come back to the low? And that's something you have to always take into consideration, always bring that into question. If the dealer is actually going to reverse the market, you have to always consider, why is he giving the masses, or why is he giving anybody, for that matter, a good opportunity to buy? Anytime he's staying at a low for too long or staying around a low for too long, it's most likely not going to buy, and it's actually going to continue to sell. And that being said, it's staying at this low for too long. So even if it does buy, it doesn't matter, because at this point, your stop loss should be in profit. But I'll tell you, I do believe that the potential or the chance of more sells on NZD CAD is very, very high. And if you look at it, everything about it says more sells. Now, if you're looking at it from a retail trader standpoint, or the masses or dumb money, you might feel like this is a very good time to buy because it is at an all-time low, or at a current low. But if 90% of the masses lose their money within 90 days, and 90%, the same 90% of traders also trade support resistance and trade RSIs and stochastic indicators and all of these different things. And all of these things right now at present most likely will be insinuating buys. Why are you going to trust that? And these are the things that I always try to bring into question. I try to bring into heavy question. So that being said, look at that. This is a zero drawdown entry, risking absolutely nothing on this trade, because it would have given me no drawdown from my entry right around this area and given me what? 3% return almost immediately by risking 1%. And it's that simple. It is literally that simple. I want you to take note of something. If you realize the analysis segment of this very video did not take very long, if you know exactly what you're looking for, your analysis should not take very long. If it is, it's probably a trade that isn't worth taking. So that's just a quick look at how you could have taken advantage of NZD CAD last night, and a quick look into how I use certain confirmations and criteria to confirm an entry. Always, if it is you like the video, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe. If it is you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Or if you want, don't be afraid to reach out to me on Telegram at EkataTrading if you have more in-depth questions that you'd like to ask. Other than that, have a peaceful day, have a safe day, and safe trading.